Okay.
Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Done. We are live.
Great. Paramasundar Prabhu, if you're talking, you're on mute.
Okay, shall we start?
Yes.
Yeah, we can start now. It's streaming.
Chapter 2, right? Chapter 2 and verse.
Beyond this one, Vasam Sijanani, Avikta, we did this.
I believe Jatasya Dhruva Mrityur.
Yeah. I think so also.
Kutah iti atah aha. What is that? Atacha. So in the earlier previous shloka, Krishna says that even if you consider soul as Nitya Jatam or Nityam Mritam, even in such an understanding, you should not lament. Tathapi. So Kutaha iti atah aha, and this shloka is substantiating the previous one. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्माद् परिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि. Just a minute, I'll just reply to one call. 1 minute, please.
Tasmad Pariharyarte.
Okay, so जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्माद् परिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. हि यस्माद् जातस्य स्वारंभक कर्मक्षये मृत्युर्ध्रुवः निश्चितः. So yasmaad jatasya, jatasya of the born, swarambhaka karmakshaye. So the activities, the karma which he initiated, swarambhaka, swa, initiated by his own self, the activities in that life when he's born, jatasya, when they are kshaya, when they are completed or finished, then mrityuh dhruvah nishchita, then death is certain. Now he yasmat, yasmat is like because.
Yeah.
Because.
So Kutaha and then Yasmat is an answer to the question.
So yasmat because. Kutaha yasmat. Mritasya cha tat tad deha kritena karmana janmapi dhruvameva. What is that? Tat mritasya cha.
By whatever actions
Janma
are
api dhruvam.
performed. Birth is also certain.
Okay, so the activities performed by those respective bodies, deha, they lead to another birth, certainly, dhruvameva.
Yeah. Because it's mritasya, right? So of one who has died,
of
whatever actions he performed, a birth is certain. By those, the birth is certain according to the actions.
So, and yeah, Purva Janma Kritam Karma Tad Daivam Ityuchate. Yeah, I was reading Hitopadesha, so it said, what is Daiva? Daiva, they say, destiny or. So, Purva Janma Kritam Karma Tat Daivam Ityuchate. So, that was nice, like.
Purva Janma Kritam Karma.
Kritam Karma Tad Daivam Ityuchate. So something like that. Tasmadevam apariharye arthe avashyam bhavini janma marana lakshane arthe tvam vidvan shochitam. Okay, which sutra is this here? Anyone?
This Vidwan Shochitam.
Yeah, with Sandhi Sutra.
One sec. This is
Rama.
Jajanya Sharama. Jajanya Sharama.
Rameshu.
Rameshu. Nyarama.
Yeah, Jajanya Sharameshu.
Yeah, Rama.
Te Chantova is also there.
Yeah, but it's optional.
Yeah.
Vidwan shochitum na arhasi yogyah na bhavasi ityartha. Tasmat therefore apariharye arthe avashyam bhavini. Apariharye arthe means it's avashyam bhavi. You cannot restrain, no, you cannot abort it.
Yeah.
Or how to
You can't control it. It's inevitable, basically.
Apariharya. Let's see what does it mean. Apariharya.
I thought Parihara was like a lament.
Parihara probably. Just say
Pariharya means avoided, you know, but something which is inevitable, let's say like that. Unavoided or inevitable. So because this is inevitable, apariharya arthe means janma marana lakshane arthe iti arthe. You know, the cycle of birth and death, this is inevitable. Therefore, tasmat tvam vidwan, you are vidwan, learned man. Therefore, shochitum na arasi yogya na bhavasi. You are not a fit person to lament in this way.
So
what is
here
it?
Go ahead. Sorry, Vijay Prabhu.
Avashyam Bhavini. What is this?
7-1. Avashyam Bhavin. Avashyam Bhavi is 1-1. Avashyam Bhavin is 7-1.
That whose nature is avashya, right? Whose bhava is avashya.
Yeah, bhavi is like existence.
Yeah.
You know, and avashyam is certain or
Certainty. Okay.
Yeah.
We had discussed that word, I think, the last time. Avashyam.
Yeah, I think so also. Avashyam bhav.
Necessarily being. So bhavi is like from bhu dhatu and avashyam is another word. So necessarily being. Inevitable, in other words. So, yeah.
So the use of Saptami Vibhakti here with this apariharyarte, this is basically saying you should not lament. Tvam vidvan shochitum nardhasi in the matter of things which are unavoidable.
Yeah,
like
means personally I understand in two ways. One is in matter of a janma marana lakshana, which is avashyam bhavi, or we can say in relation to also. So both ways. Yogya na bhavasi iti artha. Kingcha dehadinam cha svabhavam paryalochya tadupadhike atmanah janma marane cha shokana karya itiha. Now, moreover, like kingcha can be moreover, it can be and, you know, a continuation of the previous statements. Dehadinam cha svabhavam paryalochya, having considered or after deliberating upon the nature of body ityadi. Tad upadhike atmanah janma marane tad upadhike. Anything which may be taken for or has the mere name or appearance of another thing. So it says tad disguise, an attribute. Tad upadhike atmanah janma marane cha. Okay. So now because Atma is situated in the body. So it may appear that Atma is also somewhat equal to, or it appears like the body, the dead matter. It appears like a body, something to that extent, or it has the attribute of body. Tadupadike, dehasya upadhi, you know. So janma marane. So in that case, even if there is janma marana for atma, cha, even in that case, shoka na karya. You should not lament. Why? So it says avyaktadini bhutani. I think this is clear that even if we say after deliberating upon the previous points that even if Atma is also subject to Janma and Marana, even still we should not lament. So it says avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. अव्यक्तम प्रधानम तत् एव आदि उत्पत्तेः पूर्व रूपम येषाम तानि अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि शरीराणि कारण आत्मना स्थितानाम एव उत्पत्तेः. Avyaktam pradhanam tadev adi utpatte. So avyakta here refers to the pradhan, the matter. Pradhana in English, matter, right?
Primordial matter.
Yeah, basically.
How does Prabhupada say?
Primordial matter.
Primordial matter. So avyakta refers to the matter, primordial matter, pradhana, which is tadeva adi utpatte, which was okay, adi, that was there initially, adi, utpatte purva rupam, yesham tani. Okay, utpatte purva rupam. That pradhana is the purva rupa of the utpatti.
Okay.
Whatever is created, whatever is utpanna, that is like a second, after the process of creation. But before that, purva rupam, it was pradhana, and that is avyakta.
Prabhuji, how is it this Adi is Pullinga, right? Pradhanam is Napumsaka, right?
Pradhanam is Napunsak Linga. Okay.
I'm correct.
Yeah, Pradhana is neuter.
And this is Purushottomalinga, Adi. Oh, there is how come it is oh, it is not a okay. Tadyeva Adihi, it's written. Okay.
Yeah. That itself is the beginning.
So utpattehi purva rupam yesham tani avyaktadini. So basically this is like a samasa vigraha, or is a gloss for avyaktam. Tadeva adi utpatte purva rupam yesham tani. Yesham tani means the objects, or the bodies of the objects which are created. Yesham tani.
Prabhuji,
For them, this pradhana is avyakta bhuta, avyaktadini bhutani.
Prabhuji, Tad Eva Adihi, Tat is a neuter again, Adihi is a Pullinga. How come it can connect?
Doesn't it have something to do with when you say this thing is that thing, then the
In English, it's
the
perfect.
genders don't have to connect. Just like if you would say Krishna Pradhanam, you wouldn't have to say Pradhanaha, because Pradhanam, when you're saying Krishna is the chief, They don't have to agree in gender.
That is the the Samanadhikarana and that
And
thing.
Vyadhikarana, yeah. So it's a similar thing here. You're saying the pradhanam, tad eva adihi. That pradhanam is the origin.
But which one you can use like that, which one you cannot use like that? You cannot use everywhere this logic, right?
I
Means,
think
see, the aditva, if you take from that perspective, aditva means something like that. Pradhan is the basis, the subject or the object, and then we have aditva. Aditva could be, how do you say that in English?
The ness of the beginning or beginningness.
Beginningness.
yeah, beginningness.
So beginningness is there in pradhana, doesn't fit. If we take the samanadhikarana meaning.
No, Samanadhikarana is Tat is pointing to that same object. Adihi is also pointing to the same object. Isn't that
Yeah, but if it's vyadhikarana visheshana, then it can be of another gender even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you decide what is Vedikarana? Like, for example, anywhere can I use it like that and then call it Vedikarana?
Means we read that samanadhikarana means like what was the example we read in Harinamamrita Vyakaran?
Pradhanam, I think that's what he mentioned.
Sundaraha Ramaha, let's say like that. Sundaraha Ramaha. Okay. So that Sundaratva exists in Rama.
Yeah.
It is in Rama, so it is samanadhikarana.
Yeah.
Now,
So it's a visheshana like that.
Yeah, so I don't
Samanadhikarana
remember the exact
visheshana.
example for vyadhikarana.
But even for Krishna Pradhanam, the Pradhanatvam is existing inside Krishna. You can say like that, right?
Krishna?
But that's not what you're referring to with the sentence.
Yeah.
You're saying Krishna is the pradhana.
Right. But that Pradhanatvam is in Krishna.
But when you say Rama Sundara, then you're saying Ram has beauty.
Rama,
Beauty is an attribute of Rama, but you're not saying that Rama is beauty itself. So you're referring to the Sundaratva, but here you're literally saying that the pradhanam itself, and even the word eva is used, tad eva adihi. It is the beginning. I think that's the difference.
So you are saying it's actually very subtle, Prabhuji. You can just slip from the mind.
Yeah, it really is this thing about, I usually just recognize it, like when we see it here, that they're not in the same case, but it's saying tad eva adihi. Not the case, but they're not in the same gender. Just
Even
like
it
if you were
says-
to say Radha Pradhanam, it would be,
But what is the problem in saying Radha has Pradhanatva?
I don't know. I think I was looking at Adi, and I think it has something to do with the fact that the word Adi is never used in neuter. There's not even a definition given for it in neuter, for any of the standard uses of it. So I think it's like with Pradhanam, it's like the limitation of the word.
Yeah, here you are recognizing from Acharya's writing, right? I'm asking, like, if you are writing yourself, where will you use Vedikarana and Samanadhikarana?
I think you have to have a strong knowledge of, like Amara Kosha and, the language to be able to know when to employ those. And then it's also, like you're saying, it's some subtlety here. And Prabhu, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's some subtlety here in just understanding exactly how Samanadhikarana and Vyadhikarana are used. And maybe we'll get more of that later.
Will that come, Prabhuji? Samanadhikarana, Vedikarana?
Means samanadhikarana is all everywhere. But vyadhikarana,
I'm asking,
they are
will we study about that specifically?
okay. In grammar, you are asking.
Yeah, like future sutras.
It will come in samasa.
Samasa?
It will come in samasa, and
Because that topic is not very clear, that Samanadhikarana, Vedikarana.
it will come in samasa for sure, because the samasas, they have visheshana, visheshya, yoga, prayoga. And in karaka also, little mention about that, but samasa will have something.
What about the subject, predicate, those things?
Subject and
Predicate. This
that is karaka.
karaka, it is there, huh? Anuvada, Vidheya.
Karaka will reveal everything. You will be really happy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because karaka you have got nothing to do with, because till dhatu akhyata prakaranam you will have to work hard, like the practices, the exercises. But from karaka onwards it's theory, the usages of different words. So you will be basically relishing the forms, the meaning of the forms in karaka.
I see.
And then Kridanta, of course, will have some exercises again, because we'll have pratyas, we'll add them and make forms.
Yeah, Kridanta and Tadita.
Tadhita. So samasa and karaka, mostly they are philosophy or theory. So
When you studied it, did you study Tadita fully or just skipped many things? Tadita?
actually, what my teacher did was he really went fast through Tadhita
Oh, I see.
with me, and like I wasn't really able to fully focus on Tadhita. So Tadhita is something which I personally would love to go through again in detail. So
Is it that
I
the
don't know.
sutras are very simple there, and that's why there's so many, and they're easier? Or
It's they're simple. Plus, let's say there is one Samanya Sutra, then there will be 10, 15 Vishesha Sutras for that Samanya Sutra.
I see. There are so many exceptions, huh?
Yeah, that's why it's like too long.
and there are many pratyas, right?
Yeah, many pratyas.
Many Tadita pratyas.
Many. So, but it's interesting. We really see many words, many pratyas, which we do see regularly.
Yeah.
So तानि अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि शरीराणि कारण आत्मना स्थितानाम एव उत्पत्तेः. कारण आत्मना स्थितानाम.
Like Karana Sharira is talking about?
I still don't understand fully this breakdown of the word avyaktadini.
Adi.
You mean
Up to yesham tani. Like, what's the translation of this? Avyaktam pradhanam tad eva adihi utpate purvarupam yesham tani. So those
Okay.
whose previous form is from the arising, the utpati.
No. Purva Rupam is Pradhanam. It's an adjective for Pradhanam. Utpatehe Purva Rupam. Whatever is generated, that's previous Rupa is Avyakta.
And then, so what's the subject of yesham?
yesham is sharirani. Bhutani sharirani.
Bro, Sharirani is later it's coming, right?
Yeah, but it's a gloss for Bhutani sharirani.
Right, but
Avyaktadini.
Esha, whose?
But I thought tani is a gloss, or this whole thing is a gloss for avyaktadini. And then those bhutanis are avyaktadini. Avyakta adi. So it's the adihi is the yesham adihi, isn't it? Because it's avyakta adi is the avyaktadi is the compound, the bhavrihi compound.
But isn't that after Esham and then Tani is coming? Tani Avyaktadini. That is Ete.
Wait, so avyaktam pradhanam tad eva adihi yesham tani. Those whose origin, those whose adihi is the pradhana. And then is this a gloss so that utpatehi purvarupam?
Yes, Adi means Utpatte Purvarupam, right.
But why would it Esham instead of the singular one? Which is
Because it's tani, so you have to use yesham because they're plural.
why Avyakta is plural?
What? No. It's avyaktadini is the word. So it has to be because tani avyaktadini. Avyaktadi is the singular. Avyaktadini is the plural. So that's what he's glossing. So he's saying yesham tani.
Adini, what is that? Avyakta and the exception.
Say again.
Avyakta and etc., right? What is that?
No, not etc. Avyaktadi is those whose origin is avyakta. Avyakta adi. To break down simply, avyakta, avyaktaha adihi yasya saha. Avyaktadihi.
Oh,
But because it's plural, it's avyaktadhini and it's yesham
Hmm.
tani.
but Prabhu, still I'm not getting why Yesham is used. You are saying because the Satani is a plural, it is Yesham is used, you are saying.
Because avyaktadini is plural, the original word. So he's glossing the word as it is. So he's using also there, he says yesham and tani. And if it were dual, then he would say yayoho, tayoho. Or yayoho and te. And yasya and
So it is
yasya and
always
tam
uh,
or tat.
the next word is changing the Esham. Tani is changing the Esham rather than the Avyaktam is changing the Esham. The singular, I mean, what is that?
Think of it backwards. Think of the word that's being
Okay.
glossed as the start.
Let me give this example. Let's say pitambaraha, in plural.
Yeah.
Pitambaraha. So
Yeah,
how
this
would
is a
we
simple one.
do it? Pitam ambaram
Yeah, pitam ambaram yesham te.
te. Yeah, yesham te.
Those whose ambaram is pita.
Correct. Yes, this is right.
Te. Yeah, so
So
similarly.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because the original word you start with is plural. Avyaktadini, which is in the actual verse. So he's glossing that. So utpatehi purvarupam. What is this saying?
pradhan, it's referring to adihi. Adihi means which was initially existing before the utpatti. Before utpatti could refer to the vyakt avastha, the manifested state.
Yeah, the previous form of the arising.
Yeah, and that is pradhana.
Yeah. Okay.
Adi.
Now I get it. Now it was confused because I didn't understand that Adihi was the thing that they're possessing, Yesham, in the Bhavri Samas.
So
And that's
yesham.
also going back to our original thing about the Samanadikarana and Vyadikarana. We're not referring to the Adi, the Aditwa of the Pradhana. We're speaking about the origin of the beings, right? Because they're the ones who are possessing it, and the pradhana is that origin.
Oh, like that you are saying.
Yeah, yesham adihi, and that adihi is the pradhana. The pradhana is that adi. So we're referring to the relationship between the origin and the pradhana, but not necessarily the pradhanatva as a quality, or the aditva as a quality of the pradhana.
So you're saying it's relatively connected. It's not directly connected. It's relative.
Yeah.
So tani.
So if I read the Yesham, if I have to read properly, Yesham Purvarupam Avyaktam Tani, correct?
Yesham pura rupam avyaktam.
Yesham Purvarupam Avyaktam Tani. Yesham Adihi Tani, whatever it is. Yesham Adihi Avyaktam Tani.
Okay, how would you say this?
Here,
The way you are saying
Yesham
that.
Ambaram Pitam Te.
You don't normally put it in that order. It feels confusing when you put Yesham first.
This thing is always confusing for me. Otherwise,
Yeah, no, I only read it the way that they always write it, which is to put Yesham last, and it just makes my brain scramble when you
because
put it first. Because it's like English order.
This is like English order. This is not English order, right?
No, when you put it in English order,
That's English order.
Yeah, my brain doesn't work that way now with Sanskrit. So you say yesham, then the thing, and I'm like, what? What? My brain.
I feel natural.
Yeah, no worries. We are individual beings.
Yeah.
We are in Vyakta Madhyani Avastha now. Soon will be Avyakta Nidhanani. Anyhow, so Avyaktadini. So of course, get used to it.
Okay.
Yesham. Tani Avyaktadini Bhutani Sharirani. So that is the Sharira.
So the Bhutanis are the shariras. The
Sharira,
Bhutas referred to are the
which is
shariras,
which
the
is
bodies.
composed of the Panch Mahabhuta.
Mm-hmm.
Because generally Bhuta refers to Panch Mahabhuta.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also like a reason we can take Bhuta as Sharira.
Mm.
So Sharira is not manifested initially, Avyaktadini Bhutani, and so Pradhana is the Karana Avastha and Sharir is the Karya Avastha, cause and effect.
Mm.
Pradhana is the cause and Sharira is the effect.
Yeah.
So Karana Atmana Sthitanam Eva Utpattehe. So it says प्रधान इन हिंदी से दिस इज क्योंकि जो कारण रूप में स्थित होते हैं उन्हीं का कार्य रूप में उत्पत्ति होती है सो द प्रधान which is situated as karana or the cause sthitanam only they are entitled to be for utpatti only they are affected or they are created utpatte the sanskrit here is a bit like karan atmana sthit. This atmana doesn't refer to soul, it refers to like the nature,
Yeah.
the
By being
swabhav,
the cause.
being the cause. So these bhuta which are being situated as the cause only they eva utpattehe, let's say utpattehe karanam, so they are
Sthitanam. What is that? Why is it Tritiya?
In Shashti.
karanatmana sthitanam, situated.
By.
This is this is
Is
swabhavit.
Utpattehi in 5-1 or 6-1?
One, right?
Means generally at the end if we have like this it's mostly fifth case
Yeah.
because it's like it is
Cause.
understood from utpatti something like that.
Yeah.
But if I am to say this, if I add karanam as the implied word, so utpattehe karanam, then I will take it as sashti.
Oh, I see.
Just for my own sake.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make full sense. Sharirani karanatmana sthitanam eva utpattehe, and in brackets karanam.
Or is it saying that because? Oh, this is interesting.
Prabhu,
Karana.
Yeah, Tritiya thing, I'm saying Tritiya. So I'm just
Well,
scrolling.
usually when you see fifth case and then there's a cause for the fifth case thing, you see third case before that. I've seen that in commentaries a lot. We were just looking at that the other day. And I'm wondering about this. I know it'll come up in Karaka, but like the different places to use fifth case and third case for like causative relationships. But I don't know the specifics. I just recognize some of them when they come up.
Mostly they're fifth case only. And this is something like I assume most of the times the meaning according to the context, because grammatically it doesn't make sense much. So context wise, personally, I understand. So this Karan Atmana, the Tritiya Vibhakti, Prabhu. So Prakriti Adibhyas Tritiya is a sutra in Karaka Prakaranam. So we use Tritiya Vibhakti when it's referring to the Prakriti of something or the Swabhav. So,
The nature.
there are a lot of examples. Let me just give one. That is for okay. Vishesha Lakshana Tritya Prakriti Adibhis Tritya are the same, but I will give this. Chakshusha Karnaha. What does it mean?
What is kana?
Karna is like blind.
No.
Blind. Now, how
In
do
the
you say that in
eyes.
English? Blind.
Blind eyes. Is blind in his eyes.
Yeah. So English is different here, but in
Yeah.
Sanskrit we use tritiya like that, to indicate a swabhava, prakriti, or vishesh lakshana.
Blind by the eyes, basically.
So
Yeah.
what you are saying here kana is the swabhava for chakshusha?
No, chakshusha is the swabhava for kana, right?
No, bro.
Okay, let me just give one more. Swabhavena,
Chakshusha is the opposite, right?
swabhavena mriduhu.
Soft by nature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. So similarly,
Yeah.
karanatmana is indicating the nature of being the cause.
Can you go back to it? Avyaktadini bhutani sharirani karanatmana sthitanam eva utpatehi.
Here it is stitam.
Of the
Sthitanam.
situations.
Yeah, but you can just separate it out. So karanatmana stitam tesham, right?
Okay, yeah.
So
You can take
stitam, how come it is swabhava of karanatmana?
No, Bhutani is glossed here as okay. Bhuta means the Pancha Mahabhuts, the material elements, which are situated as, or
Because of their being.
yeah, which are situated as. Sthitanam is like not a literal usage. Is like, let's say Krishna and Arjuna, they were situated on the chariot. Not like that. Being situated as the cause.
This thing you are saying, right?
Prabhu, does this read? So sthitanam eva utpatehi sthitanam utpatehi, because of arise. So if I take it as fifth case, because of the arising of situations due to being a cause, or being causes.
Okay, now you gave me one more idea. Now
Because
this
I'm thinking,
sthita can also refer to the karya. Did you get it?
yeah, like the thing that is caused, like situations, like
Yes. Like
yeah.
like bhuta is karanatmana, and
Yeah.
sharira, which is the effect, which is sthita now.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's also one nice understanding.
Yeah,
And
that's what
true.
I'm thinking with this fifth case, and then the third case is like affecting the.
And makes more sense.
I did not.
Karanatmana sthitanam eva utpatti.
Karanatmana stitam, shariram stitam. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah. So it will translate like, because of being the cause of the how do you say that?
Situations, basically, but yeah.
Yeah, situations, or because of being the cause of utpatti of the manifested, or the effect, the situated things.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm reading it.
Why is sashti is there then? Stitanam utpatehi.
Because it's sthitanam utpatehi, because of the arising of the situations, which are then from the karanatmana.
Yeah.
Due to karana, it is stita, it became situated, and because
No. The utpatti is the thing that is karanatmana, not the sthitanam. Sthitanam eva utpatehi, and then karanatmana. The arising of the situations is caused by the karanatmana.
stitanam only you are also saying there, right? When you are translating, arising of the situation is. or utpattehe karanam. How are you connecting, Prabhuji?
Stitanam eva utpatehi, because of the arising. Utpatti literally means arising or like coming up
Yeah.
of the situations. Stitanam karanatmana, which is caused by or whose nature, because of the nature of being a doer or
But
being
why
a
is the
cause.
utpattehe it is there?
Because utpatti, because that's what's happening, the arising of the situations. Because we're talking about the temporary situations, like the shariras, they're temporary manifestations of matter. At
So
least that's the clearest way it reads to me.
how are it syntactically it's connected? I'm asking. Semantically, like utpattehe and karanatmana.
So karanatmana is this kind of swabhava connection, which is giving a reason for the arising.
But then why it is arising is in sixth or
Fifth case, not sixth case. It's
why?
causal because that's how you, in a commentary, that's how you say because. So it's saying avyaktadini bhutani sharirani, and then stitanam eva evotpatehi, because of. So it's giving a reason, because it's hetu panchami, right, Prabhu?
Yeah.
It's giving a reason for the previous statement. It's giving more to the previous statement. And then the karanatmana is like more of a reason afterwards, which is giving some information about the statement stitanam eva utpatehi.
Very complicated. So
I'm also not the best person to explain it clearly either, because I'm still grappling with this stuff. But
I think if you rewrite in Sanskrit itself, then it will become clear.
Like,
Rewrite in Sanskrit itself, like the way you are understanding.
the same thing, or like according to
Same thing,
uh
like a Vigraha Vakya, you just rewrite that.
these are hard to grasp because you have two becauses, is the way, like, you have the fifth case and then the third case. It took me a long time to wrap my head around how it works.
May in Hindi is seventh case, right?
which one?
Main. Hindi.
I didn't get it.
Main.
Okay, May. Okay, yeah, May is 7th. May. पृथ्वी में पर
Gar mein.
घर में मंदिर में.
So here they are using in the Hindi seventh case, Karna Rupa mein sthita hote hain.
Yeah, means again everyone has their own way. क्योंकि जो कारण रूप में स्थित होते हैं कारण आत्मना स्थितानाम एव उन्हीं की कार्य रूप में उत्पत्ति होती है. सो कारण आत्मना, in English we'll say it like those one version, the first version, who are situated as karana or being karana.
Why is Karna Rup mein sthita? It is situated on top of Karna Rupa, no?
No, not on top of. Karan roop mein would be like
As
because they added that word rupa. So now that rupa means in the form of being cause, like that.
Yeah, it's more of an abstract meaning, right?
Yes. So rupa doesn't literally mean, it doesn't mean like kara rupa is an object and we're sitting on top of that.
Yeah.
So like that.
So in Hindi, how would you translate that exactly? Karna Rup mein sthit hote hain.
कारण रूप में स्थित होते हैं means the bhuta panch mahabhuta which are Okay, Hindi is Panch Mahabhut, जो कि okay, I will make it simpler. Panch Mahabhut जो कि कारण अवस्था में है, something like that. You know, they are in that avastha, state of being karana.
Yeah, karanatmana.
Karanatmana.
Because
So,
of this, by the state of being the karana.
Yes.
Because of the arising of the situations by the state of being karana.
Sounds like
Because of the state of being the karana. So the arising itself, which is being referred to as the cause, is happening because of the state of being the cause.
Okay.
Karanatmana.
That's the difficulty, is it's a double because you have an utpate and this karanatmana.
Atmana. Then tatha vyaktam abhivyaktam madhyam janma marana antaral sthiti lakshanam. Antaral means in between. So then it's talking of the middle state, which is the vyakta avastha. Vyakta means abhivyakta, which is manifested. We can say the karya avastha, you know, where the utpatti is done. So utpatte purva rupam is avyaktam adini, avyakta adini. The utpatti avastha is madhya, vyakta madhyani. And if we have to say utpatte pararupam, then that would be avyakta nidhananyeva. You know, in one way, if we have to understand like.
Yeah.
Utpattehe purvarupam, utpattihi and utpattehe pararupam.
Avyakta adini, earlier we translated as that which has the adi as avyakta, right?
Yeah, that's how he translated it here.
So then it will not be a purva rupam, because purva rupam, this is actually pararupam.
No, whose adi is the purvarupa, whose previous form,
Yes,
whose original form is the adi.
Avyaktadini is not referring to purva rupam, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Avyaktadini is referring to pararupam. The reason is given in the compound as a purva rupam, but the word itself is referring to pararupam, right?
The word itself is referring to the shariras. Well, I said American are the shariras, who that's the most annoying letter in the alphabet for me. Whose origin is whose purvarupa is the pradhana.
Right. So Avyaktadini is a Bhagavari compound which is referring to the Sarira, which is the Pararupam.
That's quite complicated the way you're saying it, but yes. But
so,
Prabhu is...
my point is, so that is Avyaktadini is a Pararupam.
It's 9 o'clock.
And then what is the Vyakta Madhyani?
Like, what do you mean by pararupam?
So Avyaktadini is the objects that arise, that rose out of the Avyakta, right? So those objects are the Pararupam of the Avyakta, because Avyakta is the Pururupam.
Well, technically they're just the rupam, because the pararupam would be the next form.
Yeah, which is the evolutes of the Pradhana, which is the Panchabhuta.
Yeah, I guess.
So
if you establish avyakta as the purvarupa, then the avyakta madini has to be the pararupa in relation to the purvarupa that you've already established. Yeah, that's true.
Because here also it is said utpattehe purvarupam is avyaktam. So utpatte is the pararupam, then it should be right.
But what he's saying is that the word avyaktadi is referring to the previous form, because it's also referring to the pradhana, where the shariras come from, and the utpatti itself is the actual sharira, because it's when it's arisen. And then what did you said? Utpate purvarupam. That's what you said. Utpate purvarupam is the pradhana.
Yeah.
So the previous form of the thing which is arising or of the arising is the pradana. Then the utpattihi itself is the sharira, and the utpattihi pararupam we can say is avyakta nidhanani.
So
That
again, it's like bhuta.
yeah.
Oh, you are keeping utpatte in the center and you are saying utpatte purva rupam utpatte
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
what he was saying. Yeah.
So yeah, like that. So tatha vyaktam abhivyaktam madhyam. So the middle state is the manifested state where we can see, witness the karya, which is janma marana antarala sthiti lakshanam, which is characterized by the state of
Being in between birth and death.
yeah, being in between birth and death, which means you know the time we live for, the body sharira, we have that this body for janma marana antarala yesham. So yesham is avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani. So yesham vyakta madhyani tani
Those
tani
whose
vyakta
middle.
madhyani.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Avyakte nidhanam layah, and when again that becomes avyakta, or yeah, nidhanam layah yesham tani iman, no, tani imani,
Yeah.
yeah, tani imani evam bhutani eva. So
Is
at the point
this
of
Sati Saptami or is this in like is it like just regular
this avyakte,
seventh case? Yeah.
yeah, this
Those
sounds like sati saptami to me.
because it seems like those whose yesham, those whose nidhanam layaha avyakte, those whose destruction or resting place is in the avyakta again.
Nidhanam layah.
Back into the pradana.
Nidhanam and Laya are same, right? No?
Yeah, they're glossing. It's a gloss of nidana. He's saying laya, nidana equals
Nidhana
laya.
can also mean and death, and it can also mean settling down, residence or
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
So-
destruction or resting place.
And laya also can mean both of those things.
Yeah, yeah.
Laya can also mean music.
Yeah, here it means that only which you are saying, Prabhu. The rest.
I
in
mean,
that
the way you
avyakta.
read it, I think also can be that when they're when they become unmanifest.
Yes, but your version sounds more accurate. That yeah, the avyakta means when they are dead. So those panch mahabhutas, they lie in the avyakta.
Mm.
Because the point being discussed is that even if Atma is subject to birth and death,
Mm-hmm.
so we are talking of the bodily elements basically, the Panch Mahabhuta.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true.
So avyakte, in the avyakta, its destruction happens. Is that or it become?
No, avyakta means the avyakta Panch Mahabhuta, avyakta bhuta.
Yeah.
Because Panch Mahabhuta are the avyakta avastha or the cause, the karana avastha. So it is also karana, and it is also the place where everything gets together after annihilation or destruction.
So avyakte Laya means it becomes the avyakta. That's what you're saying.
It rests in avyakta.
Yeah, literally those whose destruction or resting place is in the avyakta.
Then why is it Sati Saptami? This is not Sati Saptami, right?
Yeah, no,
No,
in
he's
this
saying
sense,
it's
this is
not.
not Sati Saptami.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Yesham Tani.
Yesham tani imani evam bhutani. So for those, them, tani imani evam bhutani. Eva. So tani imani evam bhutani. Eva.
These are those like this alone. Like such.
In Sanskrit, it's okay, but in English or other language.
Well, and I guess it's a small concluding statement for all three
Yes,
of
yes.
them. Evam Bhutani Eva. Evam Bhutani
Evam
Eva.
bhutani eva. So tatra teshu का परिदेवना कः शोकनिमित्तः विलापः.
Mm.
Tatra teshu. Now teshu is referring to the plural. So in all these three states, let's say teshu avasthasu.
Mm-hmm.
Ka paridevana, kah shoka nimitta vilapa. Where is the reason or cause to lament?
Mm-hmm. In
Parideva.
regards to these three
Because the
things.
material, yeah, because the material elements, they are unmanifested, they are manifested, and they are again unmanifested.
Yeah.
So why to lament? प्रतिबुद्धस्य स्वप्नदृष्ट वस्तुषु इव शोकः न युज्यते इति अर्थः. This is interesting. Pratibuddha. Now in dreams, we dream many things, many fascinations come true, and that is swapna drishta vastushu. Now we are dreaming of some object, some desirable object in our dream.
Seen
We are
in a
seeing it.
dream.
Then, but when we become awake, when we are awake, Pratibuddha means, literally it would mean when we regain our intelligence or consciousness, the external consciousness. That is literally Pratibuddha means. It's even there in the commentary to the first verse of Bhagavatam. The point mentioned there is like Brahmaji was sleeping, because it is mentioned. What is the second line? Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye.
Yeah.
That Lord Narayana imparted the knowledge to Lord Brahma. Now someone may object, no, Lord Brahma was sleeping, so he forgot all the knowledge. And when he again woke up, so all the knowledge came to him automatically, just as a person who is sleeping, he gets awake, he becomes awake, and all the knowledge comes automatically.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, this point is raised by, I think, Sridhar Swami himself, and then he gives the point that no, muhyanti yat suraya. He substantiates the point that no, it's not possible because, okay, then he answers by the second line only, that Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. It's not like that. Lord Narayana is the one who imparted the knowledge to Anu
Yeah.
Brahma.
Lord
So
Brahma
that is the
didn't get it
answer.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the answer for that question or objection. Very
I
nice
have
point.
a question on that.
Okay.
Because you see that Makarloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, Brahmaloka, these four don't get destroyed at the end of the night of a Brahma, right? They just stay. Then all the residents will have knowledge except Brahma. Huh?
Okay.
I'm asking.
Okay, you're asking. We'll have to go there and check. Because when Brahma
I
is
think
sleeping,
I think
yeah.
also Brahma doesn't, it's not the same as the manifestation that happens at the beginning of the universe, like the beginning of his life, is not the same as the manifestation that he does when he wakes up every day.
So you are saying every day when he wakes up, he has knowledge already?
Yeah, it's the description that we hear is him waking up in the beginning of the universe.
Oh,
Not that he goes through that every day. He goes through the remanifestation when he wakes up of the lower part of the universe, but not manifesting the entire thing. Because it's said in what we read in the Bhagavatam is he looks down and he doesn't see anything except for the lotus. He would see Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maharloka, all those things there if it was later on. So it doesn't seem that he does the same thing every day as he does that first time that we read about when he hears Tapa Tapa.
right.
You know,
But
so
probably Sridhar Swami is raising that point as an Purvapaksha.
what's the Purva Paksha? What does
Purvapaksha,
he raise?
Brahma wakes up every day, he will have the knowledge will be restored, just like when a person waking up from sleep.
I don't know. Maybe we can look at it.
That's also like a material Purva Paksha and a comparison to us who are like the mortal beings. Of course, Brahmaji is also counted amongst the mortal beings, but he's far better than us. Like, so in any case, So that was one point I just regained or
Because the thing,
recollected.
when he wakes up, he does meditation for 1,000 yugas. If he does meditation for 1,000 yugas, the whole thing, the day itself is 1,000 yugas. So it will just pass away, right?
Yeah, I'm not so familiar. I'm not so familiar with that bit.
Good point, actually.
Yeah, it's a good
and
point.
then he sleeps again.
Not so much time for fun.
What fun is there for Brahmaji?
I'm sure there's a lot. Yeah, Brahmaloka as a planet. There must be some,
You seems to
supposed to be the best in
interesting.
the material world.
You sound like a Swanishta Bhakta. Is that? According to Baldev Vidyabhushan, you must have read that point, right?
Anishta
No.
Nirapeksha.
Swanishta, Parinishta, and the third one is
Nirapeksha.
Nirapeksha. So the Swanishta Bhakta, he,
Curious to go to other planets.
yeah, he's curious to go actually.
No. I'm not curious, but I'm saying Lord Brahma must have nice things. They have nice things in other parts of Bhumandala also, but I don't really want to experience them.
Where is that explanation? I wrote it down actually. Just a minute. Nice one.
Actually,
So
I
any
shouldn't lie. Of course, I have some curiosity to go, but hopefully Bhakti will burn that.
So here is the revelation. With any case, I'm just not getting it. Yeah, it says Sanishtha is Nishtaya Hari Archana Rupan Swadharman Acharan Swargadi Lokanapi Didrikshu.
So desiring to see.
Yeah, he's
Swargadi.
curious, he's desiring to see the Swargadi Lokanapi, even though he's engaged in his Swadharma,
Yeah.
and which is like Hari Archana Rupa, but he's curious. So that is Sanishta Bhakta.
I naturally followed that, Prabhuji.
So I remembered that point. So, anyways, so Swapna Drishta
that's nice.
Vastushu Eva Shokaha na yujate. So similarly, you should not lament for something temporary, similar to something you see in the dream for a while and then you just don't see it. So
What is
shoka na
this?
yujate.
Just as lamentation is not fit, like a man who is awoken in regards to swapna drishta vastushu.
Yeah.
Shoka na
Yes.
yujate pratibhudasya swapna drishta vastushviva.
Shviva.
Wow. Shviva. That's a funny one.
Vastushviva.
Vastushviva. Yeah. Swapna drishta vastushviva.
Yes. So shoka na yujate iti artha.
This Ayadinam Yavayor word is very common, Prabhuji, that they don't use that optionality, just always delete the ya.
Mostly they deleted actually.
Yeah, I've never seen it left. Like yujetai ityartha. I've never seen anything like that.
So yujate iti artha.
Maybe it's in the Vedas somewhere or something. Because they wouldn't say optional if it wasn't somewhere. Or maybe there was a time period when people left it there or something.
So yes. Wow, we just did one shloka. But that was interesting.
It was a big one.
It wasn't really a big one, but quite technical. So
Also, Vijay Prabhu and me we like to go on little tangents, so
yeah, but it's nice actually. And
yeah, I find it useful.
Okay, so we'll resume on Monday with our next dhatu. So we did Spotati yesterday, right? Spotir.
Yeah.
Spotati,
Did we
Spotati.
finish it? Yeah, because it didn't give the whole thing, did it? Or anyway.
We finished the whole dhatu yesterday.
Yeah.
So I think we only had 2-3 new sutras for that. That's all.
Yeah.
So we'll resume on Monday, and yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Ho.